Hello everyone and Happy New Year. I'm very happy to see you again for this new video. As you can see today, I'm joined by Bruno. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Thank you, Alexandre Calves, for inviting me. Bruno, known as Beijing Clean on Instagram and TikTok. My passion is cleaning with eco-friendly products that are respectful of the environment and also of people.
And today, you're going to show me and let me try some tips to give everyday objects a second life. Let's go. So, what did you bring here for me?
So, a little pot that's completely oxidized, since copper isn't naturally black like this.
Normally, it's shiny.
Here, 2 tips. One is a simple DIY trick, very easy to do with things we all have at home, and then a recycling tip. So, for the first version of the flour recipe, I'm warning you, we're not actually making a recipe. Salt.
Yes. And lemons. We're making a tart.
We're making a dough, not a tart, which is already quite good.
I know that.
Well, we take a container, okay? Go ahead and put 2 tablespoons of salt in the small container here.
Nice and heaping like this? Yeah.
There you go. This is truly a grandmother's recipe.
Of course.
3 spoons of flour. There you go.
Ah, obviously I spilled some. There you go.
There you go. And then we're going to squeeze 1 or 2 lemons depending on how juicy they are. There you go. Hop, hop.
Let's keep going. We'll try to get as much as we can.
Yep. There we go. And we're going to stir.
This video is off to a great start, I'm telling you. Perfect. So now we have our paste, we have our mixture, and what are we going to use to apply it?
Well, go ahead and take this little cloth. Always keep fabric scraps. We really use them every day for all sorts of things. And in this case, to clean here. So yes, you take some of the paste, there you go, and you spread it directly onto the copper. Then, we'll let it sit for a few minutes. All
right. Shoot.
And then, the last step is to rinse it with lukewarm water and wash it with Marseille soap, for example. Something neutral, of course, and dry it well to prevent oxidation from coming back too quickly.
Okay, well, let's do that right away. And here's the result. As you can see, there's no comparison, right? It works really well. And indeed, the object has regained its original color. And of course, after that, all that's left is to apply the same principle to the rest of the item.
And there's also a second trick, which I call a little upcycling trick.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we order takeout or, when people kindly deliver food to our home, we often get this kind of little ketchup packet that's pretty well known.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? It actually works for copper, of course. And I'm going to show you that right now. Do you want to do it or do you want me to do it?
Well, I can do it. I love ketchup. So it's exactly the same principle. That is, you put the paste on a cloth, you rub a little, you spread it out. Exactly. And it's going to give the same result. Exactly. So I'm putting the ketchup here. Yeah, exactly. I'm not aiming well either.
No big deal.
Perfect. So there's a lot here.
We cover it.
And we cover it.
There you go. You like ketchup? Me, it kind of grosses me out.
It's really sweet. I don't eat it daily, but no.
No, be careful not to eat too much sugar, guys. You have to let it sit for 3-4 minutes, 5 minutes if you want, 10 minutes if you have time, whatever. Knowing that, obviously, when you've removed the tomato sauce, don't forget to wash the item with soap and dry it to prevent oxidation from coming back too quickly.
It actually works. Let's move on. So I see some white clothes, so I guess we're going to give them a second life since that's the concept of the video with this product.
Exactly, because when I buy white, I want to keep it white. And here, for example, a pillowcase that's completely gray, same for all this fabric. So we're going to use a product that I love, that I buy in bulk, no packaging, sodium percarbonate. So a mix of washing soda and hydrogen peroxide.
So what do we need to do to start? I guess we need a basin, exactly.
I'll go get the basin.
So there's water inside.
With very hot water. So everything will obviously depend on the amount of laundry to soak. I'm going to put on gloves because even though it's an eco-friendly product, percarbonate is still an irritant. So we put on gloves. I put in about 2.5 liters of very hot water and I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of sodium percarbonate. So just to repeat, it's active oxygen. You have to mix it. We're going to mix it, yes, so it dissolves.
I love it. It's like we're doing magic here.
We're doing magic. No, but it's pretty incredible because in the end, it's such a simple product. Go ahead.
I'm not going to dip my fingers. I'll be careful. No?
You might burn yourself, especially.
Okay.
There you go. So we let the fabric soak. Good.
It's going to take a few hours.
Is that right? Yes. I would say 2 hours, as long as you can, really.
Same. I'm going to put it in. Is that a dish towel?
Yes, it's a small dish towel and also a small washcloth.
Perfect.
There you go. And so, when the mixture has cooled down, I'll let you run a load of whites with your bed sheets, for example, at least 40 degrees on the daily cycle for 1 hour, and you'll be able to admire the result.
Very good. And here is the result with the pillowcase. As you can see, it's spotless, perfectly white. Same for the dish towel, it has regained its original whiteness. So obviously there are shadows, so it's hard to see, but honestly it's a success. I'm completely sold on it.
Now, Alexandre, we're going to tackle silver-plated metal or solid silver. Here, these are finds that I picked up for next to nothing, but they're completely tarnished, even though they're supposed to be shining brightly, of course. And so, a very easy trick to clean them thoroughly without scratching them, that's super important. For that, just 2 products, clear water, cold water, and this powder that's simply called Mudon White.
So what is it? And so...
Basically, it's chalk.
Actually, alright.
So, here you go, you dampen it, and then there you go, there shouldn't be too much water, and so I'm handing you the whitening powder. You can use the spoon, and so it's important to do it with your fingertips, without gloves, alright? Because it's the contact with the skin that will make it. Ta-da! There you go.
I rub, you rub, so.
With your fingers, you really have to, there you go, with your thumb. Ah! Nope.
But it's incredible, it's magical.
It's completely magical. It's instant. I love it. I really love it.
The difference is obvious and it happens right away. So if I do it the same way, then...
You didn't put it back on. Yes.
But I had a bit on my fingers.
You have some on your thumb?
Exactly. And you can see indeed that it spread.
I'm sure some people will be thinking, okay, nice, but what kind of shape are your hands in?
Well, they're a bit black.
They're black, but I promise you it'll come off. But yes, a little bit of Marseille soap in the bathroom, there's no problem. On the other hand, the spoon, it's still the spoon.
There, it's gonna be like new. You'll just need to rinse it.
Wash it with soap, dry it, and it's perfect.
Well, that definitely passes again.
What an honor, what an honor. So many tips approved by Mr. Calvet.
And here is the result. If one is better than the other, it's because I made it.
Yeah, right.
No, honestly, well done. And just as a reminder, it looked like this a few moments ago, so now there's really no comparison. And so this only works for silverware.
It also works for gold, so that's really great, and especially for all silver-plated jewelry and so on.
But it doesn't remove any material.
Oh, no, it absolutely doesn't remove any material. It just removes the tarnish that's bothering us. That's it.
So you can use it for your silver. So now we're going to tackle something pretty common, especially for people like me. It's a red wine stain on fabric. So here it's white, but it could be any color, obviously. And you're going to show us how to remove it. Apparently it's not with salt.
There's a bad idea going around, which is to use salt to absorb the wine that's spilled on a shirt, and that's wrong. Just look, for example, at what's in the products we buy to dye clothes. You have to add 1 kilo or 2 of salt, because salt sets the color, so we're going to avoid doing that.
So don't do it, and instead use this technique you're going to show me now. So I'm blotting.
Yeah, first thing, we blot. Yeah, exactly, to absorb as much of the liquid as possible that got on this nice white shirt.
Should I rub like this or not? No.
No, really.
We'll show you, since I would have done that.
But then you'll make the stain worse? That would be a shame. Perfect. Next, we'll use my favorite soap. It's not a regular soap, it's actually a very old soap called ox gall soap, and it's simply made from ox bile. And it's a product that works on absolutely all fabrics, here on cotton, but also silk, any kind of fabric. You can use this soap, which really removes, I would say, about 85% of stains. And in this case, for organic stains like wine, it's absolutely perfect. And all you need to do is moisten your soap. I dip it in water, exactly. And then, from the outside toward the inside, just cover the stain.
Like a glue stick?
Exactly. And look at this. Not sure if you can see it on camera.
It disappears, it turns blue.
Exactly. And actually, the soap is already reacting with the stain. Well, you can still see it.
Yes, it's turning blue and the red is fading.
Exactly. And then you can use a small brush to help. I like nail brushes. Go ahead, I'll let you show me. Yes, that's it. You see, to cover a bit faster, etc. Yes.
So that it goes well into the fabric's weave?
Exactly, to work it into the fabric. I don't hesitate to re-wet the brush.
You can instantly see it's turned blue, which can be a bit scary. I might think it'll stay that way.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. And since it's white.
At the base?
It was white to begin with, yes.
So now it will turn completely white again.
It's going to
become again
immaculate white. The goal then is to cover it with soap and then let the soap sit for about 50 minutes and then put it in the washing machine. There's also another possible step, namely the sodium percarbonate step.
Yes, which we saw earlier, exactly. Since, obviously,
it's white, which combines stain remover, cleaner and whitener, as you said.
Okay, so now it looks well soaked to me. Ah, damn.
Is there some green from that bleeding onto it?
No, I think it's... No, it's stone, it's not dye, I hope.
Have we been lied to?
No, wait, it's real stone. It's normal for it to be blue.
Blue, yes. Green, no, not a big deal.
Alright, wait, ladies and gentlemen, maybe I ruined Bruno's experiment.
Of course not.
Due to this plate here, normally it shouldn't rub off. Oh, it does. What kind of magic soap is this? Here.
It's green, it's not blue, it's green. Ah, the color from your plate is rubbing off. Ah, but it's okay, the Oxgall soap, let's see.
The technique works, but, well, I'll put this in the washing machine. We'll see if it comes out. Normally it should, since you also gave me the technique to whiten the laundry. Well, now it's greenish, so there you go, but, trust him.
Listen, it's live, we'll see, but I believe in it. I still believe, as the other guy says.
I believe in it too. We'll see. And here is the shirt after washing. As you can see, the wine stain has completely disappeared. There's really no trace of it left. So this trick is approved. And I'm sure I'll have the chance to use it during my adventures. Alright, I know what we're going to do. We have some completely rusted tools and not just a little bit. The idea is to make them look like new again.
We're going to get the tools back into better condition and working order, exactly like you said. And for that, citric acid, this powder, that's absolutely fantastic. It's the main component of lemon. So obviously we put on gloves, once again, not because it's dangerous, but because it can irritate. And we don't want to have... We're going to add water first and then add the citric acid.
So I pour all the water into the bowl?
Yes, so it's simmering water. So it's not boiling, but almost. And we're going to add 34 tablespoons of citric acid. And after that, the only thing to do is to gently dip the tools in and let them sit. The time will vary depending on how dirty your tools are.
Here we go. Well, the tool isn't completely submerged here. You'd probably need a bigger container so there's more water.
Yes, especially if we zoom in here. Oh yes?
It's already having an effect.
Oh, absolutely.
Look, the rust is breaking down, and that's what's interesting, and it's disappearing before your eyes. It's pretty impressive.
The goal is to remove the tools once the water has cooled down and to see, even through the water, that it's really attacking the rust. Sometimes you have to do it again, but that's life. Still, it's a completely eco-friendly way to restore tools that seemed lost.
It's just water and citric acid. Nothing could be simpler. Okay, the tools have been in the solution for about 30 minutes. We can take them out now to see how they're doing.
Still, it's impressive. Look at the water's color.
Yeah, it's completely changed now, and there's a smell too.
It smells like rust. Yeah, it's metal, you know. It has that old tool smell and maybe some grease that was on those tools back in the day.
No, there are still some small spots, but you can see that it really affected the parts that were submerged.
So here, the handle, and look.
Yeah, you can really see the difference.
And what I really like to do to perfect the result is to finish by rubbing the part that has been completely stripped of all its oxidation with 000 steel wool. You can obviously find that in any hardware store or household supply store, etc. And so it will help remove the excess rust.
Which is already pretty well broken down, so it's weakened and comes off more easily as a result.
That's wonderful, Alexandre.
Well, I'm learning.
It's incredible though. I have to say the result is quite satisfying, isn't it? Oh yes.
Yes, no, but for sure, compared to earlier, there's no comparison.
And so, once we've scrubbed well, if we want there to be no trace left, we can do another boiling bath to go even further in removing the oxidation. Otherwise, we simply finish with a bit of vegetable oil, olive oil, or canola oil to prevent oxidation from coming back and also to help the mechanism work well. But just look at how easily yes. It's crazy, it really wasn't like this before.
And here is the result for both tools. It's a success. This tip definitely works. It already makes you want to use them more. Exactly.
So now, I would really like to share one last tip with you and everyone. When you want to reuse old jars, there's always something left behind, namely the glue from the labels. It's sticky and unpleasant to grab a jar with hazelnuts, pasta, or anything else and find it's not clean. We don't like that, so here's a tip.
The tip to remove the glue, paper residue, etc. that stays on jars and glass containers.
That's it, exactly. It also works on plastic. Yeah. And so you just use vegetable oil, olive oil, sunflower oil, canola oil. I take a little bit of oil on a cloth, an old cloth of course, and I cover the glued area. There you go, and let it sit. We'll let it sit for a few minutes.
There you go. After a few minutes, the labels have become translucent, and normally we should be able to rub them off. Indeed, you have to scrape to remove the label. But the glue itself, you really can't feel it anymore. There are no more residues. There's simply no more sticky feeling.
There you go. There's still a greasy film, but we're going to clean it with Marseille soap, and that's the result.
It would be perfect, and here's the result. Spotless, as you can see.
And there you go, it's already done. I hope you liked it, Alexandre, and I especially hope that you all liked it.
Thank you for coming and sharing your experiences. If you're interested and want to discover his world, feel free to check out his social media. I'll put them in the description. And you can also get his book, which is available in bookstores. As for me, I'll see you very soon for new adventures. Goodbye.
See you soon.